it's that idea of coming home, that it's like the path back to yourself, back to who you really are. So each workshop is inspired by the chakra system. We have 7 different workshops. Home, which is kind of where it all begins, this coming back home to ourselves. Womb or sacred, where I use a lot of my holistic pelvic care training with Tammy Kent, as well as looking at boundaries, looking at pleasure, looking at emotions, releasing all of the stuff no longer serving us. Then we come to create, the navel chakra, coming back home to our will, back home to our fire, that, you know, we might have these dreams, but how are we going to go forward and really make those things happen? And also looking at things like burnout that are so present in our world today. So how can we release the pressure that becomes so built up that we forget to listen to our intuition? So it's about turning the intuition of the sacral chakra into the will, into the reality, into the action, but also learning to listen to our truth when our body is just saying, I need to sleep right now. Learning to listen to those things. Then we move up to the heart, this learning to give, learning to receive, which can be particularly difficult for females. Often women are kind of really conditioned from very young to give, but haven't learned how to receive. So coming back to that, learning to receive, learning to honour your own gifts, and learning to see those as gifts rather than just things that are expected to be given away, but seeing the value in ourselves. And then we come up to the throat chakra, which is all about expression. It's the archetype of the artist, and that idea that everyone is an artist, but how do we communicate that to the world? How do we, rather than censoring or being censored, how do we express? And how do we express connected to our hearts? So, you know, often when we're in fear, we will tend to kind of act, we will communicate, to communicate our boundaries will end up hurting others. So how do we express ourselves from this whole place, from this pole of the body, from this knowing ourselves, from this knowing that we are exactly where we're meant to be and that we have gifts to share with the world. And then moving up to the third eye, the brow center, or the first eye, because it was the first eye created in utero. So the first eye is all about our intuition and our imagination, and often that will be blocked. We won't really be listening to ourselves. We won't really be allowing ourselves to imagine or to dream. And until we imagine, until we allow ourselves to dream, we're never going to be able to create the life we would love to live. And then finally, the crown, our crown chakra. This is all about claiming who we are, claiming our crown, coming back home to our genius state, to our superhero selves, putting on our crown and choosing to live the rest of our life from this place of choice, from this place of superhero, from this place of power, and from this place of joy. Maya Gandaya means illusion. Maya is illusion, and Gandaya is joy in Portuguese, Maya in Sanskrit. So this whole concept is around kind of letting go, undoing the mind, undoing this societal conditioning, undoing this stuff holding us back. You know, we all have so much trauma within us, but how can we let go of that stuff and then really live a life of joy, the life we would love to create? So I would love to create with you. I would love to hear from you. Enjoy the sight, the journey, and Maya Gandaya, and I hope to meet you all soon.